Hi everyone, it's Justine. I hope that you are doing so well. Today I get to make a really pretty card, but I'm going to make a blue one with this wonderful die. This one is called the Stitched Fanfare, and I'm actually going to add the Punch and Pierce background, or the Punch and Pierce borders to the background of my card. So stay tuned if you're interested in seeing how I make a card that looks something like this. I think this die is just so pretty. I love this part, which is kind of like the kaleidoscope effect part. And I did add these little pearls, but I think this is really bold, but it's really not that much stitching, but it still gives the stitching effect. So I am just thrilled that Spellbinders has decided to have a stitch die of the month again. I think it's wonderful. So every month I seem to like it even more. But anyway, I'm going to stitch just one section on camera. So if you're not interested in seeing me stitch, you can go ahead and skip. I'll put maybe a timestamp or something in the description, but I figured if someone is new to stitching, I will just show them how I use this die. Anyway, when I stitch on cards, I use embroidery floss. I am kind of partial to a brand. I wasn't at the beginning. I definitely have a lot of off-brand thread, but DMC seems to be a really good quality one, and it's slippery, and that means less tangles. So if you're going to invest in embroidery floss, I would get DMC brand, but that's just my 2 cents. I definitely do not use all DMC, but you know, it's up to you. Anyway, embroidery floss comes in 6 strands, so I like to take that and split it in half because Spellbinders recommends when you are stitching to use 2 to 3, well, I guess sometimes 1 to 3 threads for their dies, just because that's the size that typically fits nicely in the holes. So on this video, I'm going to just do a simple stitch, so it's going to look like this in the end. So basically you just go in one hole and out the other. It's a pretty simple die, which is perfect for anyone who's new to stitching or would like to try it out for maybe the first time. I also think that this one would be a nice one to do with a family member, maybe a daughter or son or niece, nephew, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, anybody, because it really just is pretty simple, just going in and out. So to start stitching, I always start from the back, that way I can tuck in my tail. So I'm just going to flip this over so you can see. It's going to just kind of hide in my stitches. I'm just going to hold it with my hand for now, but I will eventually enclose that. So I'm just going to hold it. Then I'm going to flip it over to the front. My thread is coming from the front. I'm going to go down the top. Now my thread's in the back, so I'm going to come up this one, pull tight, down the top. Now I'm just going to flip it over and just check my tail is getting tucked in there. That's wonderful. Now I'm going to go down the next third bottom hole and go in the top. So it's pretty simple, just down and up through the next one. And at this point my tail's tucked enough, so I'm just going to let it be and just stitch around. I hope you are doing well. The end of March for me was a little interesting, we'll just say that. So I am really quite happy to be making this video today. I got pretty sick and I didn't have a lot of a voice, and we had kindergarten roundup at school and regular teaching, and yes, we are still going through a remodel, so things have just been a little busy, but here I am with a kind of normal voice, and I just checked my camera again that it is in fact recording, thank goodness. Last time I tried to make my stitched die card, or my stitch die of the month video, it didn't work. So I'm thrilled that I am here making this video and it's working to hopefully inspire you today. Anyway, I'm almost done with this piece, and that really just shows you how quick that this could go. I think that you could probably get the stitching elements done for a card that looks something like this in maybe the length of a movie, or if you're really focused, maybe 45 minutes, I don't know. Anyway, I finished that section, and now to hide my end tail, I'm just going to feed my needle back through some of my stitching like so. And to trim, I'm going to use my new Spellbinders scissors. I'm just so excited about these. I think they're technically called snips, or no, these ones are the scissors. They work so well. It's very satisfying to close them. They just have this feel to them. Anyway, oh, they also have the non-stick coating on them, so if you're cutting sticky stuff, perfect. Anywho, let's keep on going. So I'm done with the stitched part, so I'm just going to put my needle back because I'm kind of known for losing my needles. So I have this little needle case. This is from DMC again. I think I bought this at Michael's like 2 years ago at this point. I don't know. Maybe it's still available. Perhaps not. I don't know. But anyway, I am going to now put together the rest of my card. Even though I do love this embossing folder, this is the 3D one, I'm going to use this one, which is the embossing folder for April. It's just super pretty. You can see there's some flowers. All right, I'll run this through my platinum and I'll be right back. There we have it. Isn't that so pretty? It's like a little bit of a abstract flower background. Anyway, all right, I'm going to now stick that on. Ooh, the deboss side looks really pretty too. This is something that I do struggle with not knowing which side to use because they're both really pretty. Oh goodness, I think I'm going to use the emboss side, which means it's raised up. So I'm just going to stick that on my card base. This is for an A2 size card, so I suppose you could use this die for a 5x7, or you could use it for a slimline if that's more your style. I guess it just kind of depends on what you like. I typically make a lot of A2 size cards, but I will be making a slimline later this month. At least I have it planned and all ready to go. And then also a circle card. I'm doing a couple 5x7s. So just trying to get out of the box. And you may have noticed the coming soon section on the Spellbinders website has stunning things. If you have not looked at the hummingbird area, go ahead and check that out. It is so pretty. And then also there's the seahorse area. I just can't believe how pretty those are, and I've started working with those already and I just love them. I can't stop making cards with the hummingbird one and also the seahorses. And of course I'm out of tape runner because why would I not be for the video? Anyway, I just really like the style of those collections, and I think they are just so pretty. The seahorse glimmered is, oh, it is just so pretty. I am noticing a couple holes not punched with my punch and pierce. So I'm just going to grab my tool-in-one and just pop that out. I think this die is also pretty unique. This one is the small die of the month, the Punch and Pierce Borders, I think is what it's called. Yes, Punch and Pierce Borders. And it makes a really nice little background landing spot for my stitch pieces to go. So I did use a little bit of tape runner and liquid glue. And yes, there is a border here, but I think I'm just going to grab my paper trimmer after I'm done putting this piece on and just snip it right off. Don't tell anybody. Sometimes my cards are a little wonky too, and they're not straight. I'm sure that if you're a card maker, not everything you've made is perfect and straight either, so I don't know. I think that's kind of the beauty of handmade cards, you know. Not everything's going to be perfect, and that's just fine. I really just enjoy the process of making art and making just something pretty. And I love that when I give a card away to someone, they usually are leaving with a smile. And that definitely makes my day. Anyway, enough chitter chatter. I'm gonna grab this and just snip it off a little bit, not too much. Okay, now for the really fun part is laying everything out. So we have the larger piece I have here in teal. Ooh, that might kind of go over. So generally speaking, this is what my stitched area is going to look like. The little kaleidoscopes aren't perfectly lined up since it's not glued yet, but that's okay. I'm going to prepare my For You section for this. I think I cut it out in light blue, dark blue, and white because I didn't know if I wanted a shadow, and I think I do. So I'm going to use the dark first and then put the light kind of shadowed behind it and see what that looks like. And if I hate it, I have another color to fall back on, I guess. But I think I will like it. So I am just going to take this white piece and put glue on the back, and then we will stick that on the dark blue, hopefully to create a shadow. I feel like I'm making this way more complicated than it needs to be. What else is new? Well, I like the one letter. I will see what it looks like when they're all layered on and see if it's too crowded, because I'm looking over at this one and it is fitted really nicely with just one, so I don't know. I will finish putting the background on these letters and I'll let you know what I decide. It turns out I do like the shadow, so I am going with it. I'm just going to glue on my letters now. I think that this die will be another popular one. Usually the stitch dies sell pretty quickly. So I just want to talk about membership if you are not aware. And if you are, okay. But I think this die will be another popular one. The stitch dies seem to be popular. So if you're interested in picking this one up and you already are a Stitched Die of the Month member, you're all set. And if you're not, but you want to be, you can sign up on the 6th of April. Otherwise, you can risk it, I guess, and you can see if it goes for sale after the month is over. But when you are a subscriber, when you are a member, when you are a club member, you do get a little bit of a discount on the die. So why not save money and guarantee that you will have it by being a member? Anyway, if you're interested in signing up for this one, you can do that on the 6th. I will have a link in the description for you if you're interested in signing up for it. If you have any questions regarding membership and things like that, I definitely would check out the link that I have in the description that links to the Q&A section of the Spellbinders clubs, and that really has answers to almost every question that you could probably ever have about the club memberships. And I guess if they don't answer a question there, you can always ask their customer service. You can maybe leave me a comment. I can try to help you there as well. But that Q&A section is just wonderful, and I refer to it often because things come up, and they did a great job setting that up, so why not use it? Well, I am just building the kaleidoscope effect here, so I'm just going to start with the smallest piece and just build my way up through it. And now that I have the first piece on, I'm actually going to put the glue on the stitched area, like so, and then just a little on the bottom like that. Then I'm going to take the middle piece and line up the holes so it makes a kaleidoscope effect. The small, medium, and large thing is reminding me of the story I read to my kindergartners yesterday of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Oh, and I guess I did not need glue here. So, okay. Learn from my mistake. My sticky mistake. And then this last piece is going to go right about here. So I will again glue on my dark blue stitched area. Right about there. This one I'm just going to line up with the piece, this blue piece. If you were feeling kind of different, you could pop a stamped sentiment on here. You could put someone's name on here. You could take a stitched letter or number, because those are coming out in April as well. And you can put a number here. You can do all sorts of things. So if the words for you isn't for you, you can go ahead and change that out. And I am, if you're someone who needs permission to do something like that, I'm giving you permission. You're making art when you're making cards, and you can do whatever you want. And I think it's really fun to shop your stash and just see what you have in your own stash and just use what you got. So if you don't like for you, try something else. Anyway, I do have to be mindful about the direction that I place this on, because there is one right way to put this on. So you can see here very faintly the outline of these lines kind of goes in and out, and that is to hug the for you words. But like I said, if you're going to switch it up and do something else on top, it doesn't matter. Those are just lines. So just saying. But since I am going to put it on, I am going to have those lines line up with my letters. Now, if it went this way, you can see that it wouldn't line up as much, but it still would be a beautiful card. So anyway, I am going to pop up my for you words just like I did on this one, just because I love the way it looks and I love adding dimension. So for the foam squares I'm using today are just some extra foam squares from a card kit of another day. If you haven't looked at this month's clubs, I will have a link in the description so you can see what they all are, but I really think they're a little different than normal, but that's okay. Different, not in a bad way, but different as in unique. I think the large die is super fun. You have the opportunity with the large die to make a shaker card, which those are so fun. So I will be having a video on my channel with that die and just some tips and tricks on shaker cards. So if you're interested, you can check that one out. The best way to not miss a video from me is to be subscribed, and bonus points if you have the notification bell on, because then it will actually notify you when I post. So then you won't miss anything, which is wonderful. This card, I love to add bling, so I'm going to add some bling. I have some rhinestones in my stash, and I'm just gonna pull them out. Anyway, I would love to know if you are watching this video and you have a favorite. I want to know, do you like the black? And do you like the black and pink better? or the blue and teal? Let me know. Maybe you need to wait to see the rhinestones to really know, but we'll see. I am going to put the rhinestone kind of in the kaleidoscope area like I did on the other card with the little pearls. I think I did a little bit better of a job lining up my kaleidoscope areas on my pink one, but I still really like the way that this blue one has turned out so far. To speak on my liquid glue, I am using Barely Art liquid glue. It will dry clear, so if there's any kind of globs, if you will, I'm not even worried about it because it's going to dry clear. And these rhinestones are super clear and crystally, so they will definitely draw all the attention away from any glue blobs that I may or may not have on my card. Oh, and of course the last rhinestone has to fall into the kaleidoscope area. Speaking of the other club items, the Glimmer of the Month is really fun this month as well. The Glimmer Club has some really pretty leaves, and the stamp is a really pretty stamp as well. It just is perfect for Copic coloring or watercoloring if you're into watercoloring. So stay tuned on my channels to see what I do with those dies and stamps and glimmer plates. And check out the link in the description that will bring you to the website where you can become a subscriber. So, anywho, I'm just going to leave this one with just a couple rhinestones, not too much. But which one is your favorite? I'd love to know in the comments below. So is it red and black or blue and teal? Let me know. I think if I had to pick a favorite, I think I would choose the pink and black, just because I am partial to black. I just think it's really pretty. Oh, also this black paper that I used on the pink and black one is the brushed cardstock from Spellbinders. It is so pretty. I wish that the camera showed it. I'm looking at the lens right now, and it's just not as stunning as it is in person, but this paper is so pretty, and with an embossed folder over it, you guys, just so pretty. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what is your favorite. I hope you get to craft soon, and if you're a stitcher, I hope you get to stitch soon. Have a wonderful day and happy April!